Imagine being so successful that you're hailed as one of the biggest names in pop culture, yet your own mother is forced to take out a $60,000 loan just to cover your company's unpaid bills. That's exactly what's happening with Selena Gomez right now. And fans are shocked. Her mental health startup, Wondermind, is under fire for allegedly failing to pay its employees. But here's where it gets worse. Selena's mother, Mandy Teefey, who co-founded the company with her, had to risk losing her home just to pay off the debt. And Selena, according to her team, she only just found out about the situation last week. But that explanation isn't sitting well with people, because when you're reportedly worth over $1 billion, how do you not know your own mom is taking out loans to clean up your company's mess? But the real question isn't just about money. It's about who's really running Wondermind and why everything behind the scenes is spiraling out of control. And the next detail? It completely changes the way people are looking at Selena's involvement. Selena might be the public face of Wondermind, but behind the scenes, it's her mother Mandy who's been calling the shots, and taking the financial hit. While Selena is listed as the CIO and co-founder, insiders say she's barely involved. In fact, reports claim she's only met with the staff once in the past 3 years. Meanwhile, Mandy has been left trying to keep the company afloat after their third co-founder, Daniela Pearson, abruptly left in early 2023. That's when everything started falling apart. Brand deals were turned down, including one with Airbnb that reportedly wanted Selena's name attached. Mandy refused. Why? No one really knows, but losing that kind of opportunity while employees go unpaid raised serious red flags. And here's where it gets messier. According to Forbes, Wondermind raised $5 million at a $100 million valuation right out of the gate. Big names like Serena Williams Venture Fund and Sequoia Capital backed it. So, where did the money go? And if you think the company's financial issues stopped there, just wait until you hear what employees were told next. And if you think the company's financial issues stopped there, just wait until you hear what employees were told next. By early 2024, Wondermind's internal chaos became impossible to ignore. Employees weren't just missing paychecks. They were also told their health benefits were being cut. No dental, no vision, and yes, even mental health coverage from a brand built on promoting mental wellness. The irony wasn't just painful, it was insulting. One leaked message from Mandy confirmed what many feared. There would be no budget for Mental Health Awareness Month. That decision left employees stunned. This was a company that marketed itself as a beacon for mental health support, now refusing to spend even $1 during the most relevant time of year. And while Mandy scrambled to promise new funding, nothing came through. Staff were stuck in limbo, unpaid, uninsured, and unsure if they'd ever see their money. Then came the final blow. An email saying they'd missed payday again because payroll was submitted 5 minutes too late. At that point, even the most loyal workers were done. But if you think Selena's silence was the most controversial part, wait until you see what she didn't do, even as her mom risked losing everything. With all the chaos unraveling at Wondermind, fans naturally expected Selena to step in. She's the most famous name attached to the company, a global star known for her advocacy around mental health. But according to multiple employees, she was nowhere to be found. Some claim they had to fight with her agent just to get her to post on Instagram or do a basic interview. And the statement from her team, it claimed Selena only became aware of the issue last week and acted immediately. But many aren't buying it. Her mother was taking out a massive loan. Staff were unpaid for months, and PR firms were owed tens of thousands. And Selena had no idea. For someone whose brand is built on connection and vulnerability, the lack of hands-on involvement didn't sit right. The criticism hit hard. Comment sections filled with frustration. Unacceptable for a billionaire, one wrote. Another asked, why is her mom fixing this when she could cut a check and end it instantly? Even fans started questioning the image she presents. Was this an oversight or something more deliberate? But Selena wasn't just under fire for business drama. Rumors were starting to swirl around her personal life too. And one unexpected move had fans reading between the lines. Just as the Wondermind controversy was heating up, Selena's fans noticed something strange. One of her longtime best friends, Teresa Marie, suddenly got the cold shoulder, right after being spotted with none other than Benny Blanco, Selena's current boyfriend. The video went viral. Benny was caught out with Teresa, and his reaction seemed off. Not long after, Selena unfollowed Teresa on Instagram. After over a decade of friendship and 4 years of working together, The timing? Way too convenient to ignore. Was it a betrayal? A misunderstanding? Or something bigger going on behind the scenes? What confused people even more was what happened next. Selena posted a casual photo dump, and buried in the second slide was a picture of Teresa. She even captioned it, "Little blast from the past," as if everything was fine. But she still didn't follow Teresa back. That one subtle move left fans questioning whether the friendship was really intact, or if this was just a PR bandage on something much deeper. But this wasn't the only moment that had people questioning Selena's judgment, because now, even her fan base is starting to turn. Selena Gomez has long been seen as one of the most relatable celebrities in the world, someone who wears her emotions on her sleeve and openly discusses her struggles. That vulnerability made her feel authentic, real. But this controversy, it's putting cracks in that image. Fans who once defended her unconditionally are now asking tough questions. Why didn't she step in sooner? How could she promote mental health while her own company was reportedly failing to support its workers? And above all, why was her mom the one left holding the bag? Some rushed to Selena's defense, saying her billionaire status is tied to Rare Beauty's valuation, not cash sitting in her bank account. But that explanation hasn't stopped the growing backlash. Even her emotional interviews, the ones that once built empathy, are now being rewatched under a new light. Suddenly, the crying on camera feels a little more like branding than sincerity. And for a star whose entire appeal is rooted in honesty and heart, that's a dangerous shift. Because when people stop believing you, they stop listening. But the biggest question still remains. How did Wondermind collapse so fast? And is there any way to recover what's been lost? When Wondermind launched in 2021, it had everything going for it. A high-profile founder, big-name investors, and a mission that resonated with millions. It was supposed to change the mental health space, offering resources that felt personal, approachable, and even a little bit cool. But somewhere along the way, the momentum disappeared. After a strong start, cracks began to show. Funding issues, management shakeups, employees walking out. Even one of the co-founders, Daniela Pearson, quietly left the company. And according to insiders, she saw the warning signs early. Then came the missed payments, the PR firm disputes, and reports of Mandy turning down partnerships that could have kept the company alive. Meanwhile, Selena remained mostly silent, at least publicly. And while her team insists she acted as soon as she learned what was going on, the damage had already been done. Vendors went unpaid. Freelancers waited months for checks. And the company that once stood for mental health advocacy was suddenly at the center of one of the messiest creator-backed brand scandals in years. Now, even with Mandy's loan and Selena's name still on the site, the future of Wondermind is in serious doubt. But if Selena wants to protect her brand, and the trust she's built with fans, she might have no choice but to step up and finally speak out. Selena Gomez has built a brand on transparency, on being the one who gets it. Mental health, heartbreak, healing. She's been the voice so many turned to when they needed someone real. But now, with Wondermind in crisis and her silence raising more questions than answers, that carefully built image is starting to crack. This isn't just a business scandal, it's a test of authenticity. Because when your name is tied to a company that preaches compassion but fails to support its own people, fans start to wonder how much of it was ever real. Maybe Selena truly didn't know. Maybe she was misled, distracted, or too hands-off. But for someone with her platform, that distance can feel just as damaging as indifference, especially when your mother, your co-founder, is risking her home to keep your company from crumbling. The truth, we may never know exactly how involved Selena was behind the scenes. But what's clear is this: silence doesn't protect your brand anymore. And when people feel betrayed by someone they trusted, rebuilding that faith can be harder than ever. So now all eyes are on Selena. Not just as a celebrity, but as a businesswoman, a leader, and someone whose next move could either restore trust or break it for good.